Welcome back, dear students. So after gynosium and the types of gynosium, in this lecture we are going to study the placentation. So before going for the placentation, here we are going to study the sutures. So as you know that the gynosium is the female reproductive part of the flower. The individual member, it is called as the carpel. The carpel is a highly modified female reproductive leaf, also known as megasporophyll. So this carpel or megasporophyll is folded along its midrib and the two margins are fused. The margins come together, turn inward and unite to form a chamber known as ovary cavity. The midrib portion in a carpel is called as the dorsal suture. So in this diagram we can see this dorsal suture, which is the midrib portion in a carpel. So here the ovary is monocarpellary. It possesses a single carpel. So midrib portion in a carpel is called the dorsal suture. The suture that is formed by the fusion of margins is called ventral suture. So this is the ventral suture on which the ovules has been formed, on which the fertile tissue placenta has been developed. So this placenta in turn develops the ovules. So here my intention is that the midrib portion in a carpel is called as the dorsal suture. So this is the dorsal suture, and the sides on which the placenta has been developed, on which the ovule is developed, and after fertilization the seeds has been formed. So this portion it is called as the ventral suture. So the suture that is formed by the fusion of margins is called the ventral suture. So these margins that has been fused together, so that form the ventral suture. So this portion we also call it as a ventral suture. This one is also ventral suture, while the portion which consists of the midrib in a carpel, that is called as dorsal suture. So this portion is a dorsal suture and this one is the ventral suture. So this ventral suture portion has been identified by the formation of a seed. So the side or the portion on which the seeds has been developed in the fruit, that portion it is called as the ventral suture. A specialized fertile tissue known as the placenta, which develops on the ventral suture and bears ovules. So this is the placenta on which the ovules has been developed, and these ovules after fertilization develops into the seeds. Okay, so this is the dorsal suture and this one is the ventral suture. The important thing is that on the ventral suture the placenta has been developed. What is placenta? Placenta is a fertile tissue which develops on the ventral suture and bears the ovule. So this is the individual ovule here. This fertile tissue is called as the placenta. This is the ventral suture on which the ovule is developed, and this ovule after fertilization forms the seed. Okay, and the portion of the midrib which is called as dorsal suture. Dorsal suture, ventral suture, placenta and ovule. Okay, so here the study of placentation is the position and arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. So here I am giving a more stress on the ventral suture because the placenta has been developed on the ventral suture. So the study of placentation is the position and arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. So this ventral suture region or portion is important for studying the distribution and the arrangement of the placenta. Okay, so here we are going for the placentation. So the definition of the placentation: the position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary is known as the placentation. In some ovaries the placentae are not prominent or distinct. So by definition, placentation is the position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. So on the basis of position and arrangement of ovules within the ovary, the various types of placentation has been recognized. These are the types of placentation. The first one is the marginal, axile, parietal, precentral, basal and superficial. So these are the types of placentation. What is placentation? It is the position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. Whatever the ovary, it is monocarpellary, bicarpellary or polycarpellary. It is syncarpous or apocarpous. So in such type of ovary, the position and arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae has been studied within the ovary, which is known as the placentation. So placentation is the position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. Okay. Now there are different types of placentation that I am going to showing you in a single diagram. Here this first one is the marginal placentation. Here the ovules has been formed on the ventral suture. This ventral suture is formed by the fusion of margins, so on which the placenta has been developed. So such type of placentation is a marginal placentation. Next to this is the parietal placentation, then axial placentation, precentral placentation, basal placentation and superficial placentation. So these are the types of placentation. So one by one we are going to study in detail the different types of placentation. Okay. Now the first one is the marginal placentation. This is the simplest and primitive type of placentation. It is seen in simple or polycarpellary apocarpous gynosium. Apocarpous where the carpels are free. It is polycarpellary means it possesses many carpels. The ovary is unilocular and superior. Okay, it is unilocular, it possesses only one locule. The ovary is superior means the ovary is present above the other floral holes such as calyx, corolla and androecium. It is superior. The placenta develop on the ventral suture along the fused margin. So here we can see this is the legume type. This is the legume type of fruit where the ventral suture has been formed on which the placenta has been developed. So the placenta develops on the ventral suture. So this portion we call it as placenta. It is a fertile tissue. So this placenta is developed on the ventral suture along the fused margins, and many ovules develop along the marginal placenta. So the placenta has been developed on the fused margin. So the placentation is the marginal placentation. So this is the legume fruit where the placenta has been developed on the ventral suture along the fused margins, and many ovules develop along this marginal placenta. So this type of placentation is a marginal placentation. For example, pea, clitoria or all types of beans where such type of placentation has been seen, it is known as marginal placentation. Why it is called as marginal? Because the placenta has been developed on the margin of the ventral suture. So this ventral suture has been formed by the fusion of the margin and on which the placenta has been developed. So such type of placentation is the marginal placentation. And if you see the individual ovule here, this placenta has been developed on the ventral suture on which the ovule is developed, that later develops into the seed. Okay, so this is the marginal placentation where the placenta has been developed on the fused margin of ventral suture. So such placentation is a marginal placentation. Next to this is the axial placentation. So what is the difference between these? Here it is present in the multilocular ovary, while the marginal placentation we can see here the ovary is unilocular. Okay, it is unilocular and superior, while in case of axial placentation the ovary is multilocular, it contains many locules. So these are the locule 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It is a multilocular ovary or a polycarpellary syncarpous gynosium. Here the carpels are united by the formation of a septa or a septum. So these carpels are united. So the ovary we say it is syncarpous. Superior ovary, superior. Here the gynosium is present above the other floral holes. The ovary is the superior. Syncarpous means these carpels are united. It produces many locules compartment, so it is multilocular. The margins of the adjacent carpels meet in the center of the ovary. Suppose this is the one carpel, its margin has been meet at the center. Similarly, the other carpels also behave like this. So the margins of the carpels are meet at the center. Their ventral sutures fuse together and form a central axis. So this is the ventral suture which fuse at the center and it forms a central axis. So this is the central axis that has been formed by the fusion of the margins of adjacent carpels that meet at the center. So this central axis bears the placenta. So the placenta develops on the central axis and it bears ovules. So these are the ovules which are formed on the placenta. This placenta has been developed on the central axis. So this is known as axial placentation. For example, hibiscus. This is the most common one type of placentation, axial placentation, where the central axis is formed by the margins of the individual locules. The margins of the adjacent carpels meet in the center of the ovary. Their ventral suture fuse together and form a central axis. Now the placenta has been developed on the central axis, which later on bears the ovule. Okay, so this oval structure we call it as the ovule. These ovules has been developed on the placenta. Now the placenta has been developed on the central axis. This central axis is formed because of the margins of the adjacent carpel meet in the center of the ovary and it forms the central axis. Okay, their ventral sutures fuse together and form a central axis and the placenta develops on the central axis and bears the ovule. So this type of arrangement of the ovule on the placenta, it is known as the axial placentation, where the ventral suture is occur at the central axis. It develops the central axis on which the placenta is developed and this bears the ovule. Okay, so this placentation is the axial placentation. In the axil of the carpel, the placenta has been developed which bears the ovule. So the placentation is a axial placentation. For example, hibiscus, tomato. So here this is the photograph of the tomato. This one is the central axis. Here the ovary is bicarpellary. It consists of two carpels and the ovules has been developed on the placenta. So this is the placenta on which many ovules has been developed. So such type of placentation is a axial placentation. Next thing is the parietal placentation. The ovary is unilocular. It possesses only one locule. So this is a unilocular ovary. The gynoecium is polycarpellary, syncarpous. Here we see the many carpels here. So here we see the three carpels, 1, 2 and this one is the 3. The placenta bears the ovules along the ventral suture on the inner wall of the ovary. They are peripheral or parietal. So if you see the position of the placenta, it is peripheral. So the name given is the parietal. So this is found in the family Cucurbitaceae. For example, cucurbita. So all types of cucurbita, for example, watermelon, pumpkin, cucumber. So these are the members of the family Cucurbitaceae where parietal type of placentation has been seen. So parietal placentation is characterized by the fact that the placenta bears the ovule along the ventral suture on the inner wall of the ovary. This is the ventral suture where the placenta has been developed on the inner wall of the ovary that bears the ovule which are in the peripheral in position. So it is called as parietal placentation. Peripheral, parietal in position. In axial placentation, where the placenta has been developed on the central axis, so it is axial placentation. It is developed on central axis, so it is axial. While in case of parietal, the placenta has been developed on the periphery of the ovary. It is developed on the inner wall of the ovary but at the periphery, so it is parietal. In Brassica, ovary is bilocular due to the formation of a false septum or reticulum. Okay. So this is the cucumber where the placenta has been developed at the periphery. We can see here this is the tricarpellary ovary. This one is the one carpel this is another one carpel, and this is the third one carpel. Okay, so it is a tricarpellary ovary where the placenta has been developed towards the periphery on the inner wall of the ovary. So such type of placentation is a parietal. So this is the placenta, this one is the ovule in which the seed is developed after fertilization. So the placenta and the ovules that has been present towards the periphery of the ovary, so such type of placentation is a parietal placentation. Okay, next one is the precentral. Here the placenta develop from the base of the ovary and it is not connected with the ovary wall. The placenta is free from the ovary wall in the unilocular ovary and bears ovules all over its surface. Suppose this is the central axis, but which is not like the axial placentation. The placenta develop from the base of the ovary and it is not connected with the ovary wall. Here in axial placentation, the placenta has been developed on the central axis which is connected with the ovary wall, because this central axis is formed by the fusion of the margins of individual carpels in case of axial placentation. But in precentral placentation, the placenta develop from the base of the ovary and it is not connected with the ovary wall. The placenta is free from the ovary wall in the unilocular ovary. Here ovary is unilocular. There are no partition walls, there are no septum, so there are no locules. So there is a single locule here. If you make a partition, here the ovary becomes the bilocular, but here no partition, no septum, so ovary is unilocular. It bears ovule all over the surface. So here we can see these are the ovules which are developed on all over surface of the placenta. So this is the placenta on which the ovules has been developed freely. So it is precentral. The ovules has been developed at the center of the unilocular ovary where the placenta has been developed, on which it bears many ovules on its surface. So such type of placentation is a precentral, found in the dianthus and primula flower. Okay, so placentation is seen only when we take the TS of the ovary. Here the placenta develop at the center on the central axis which is not connected with the ovary. Ovary is unilocular where many placenta has been developed freely. It is present at the center, so it is precentral placentation. Next to this is the basal placentation. So the ovary is unilocular. So here we can see this is the ovary which is unilocular, on which the placenta has been developed, which bears the ovule. So this is the ovule. This whole structure, it is the ovary which is unilocular, single locule. The gynoecium is bicarpellary. It possesses two separate carpels which are syncarpus and inferior. Here is the inferior. Ovules develop at the base of the unilocular ovary. Here the placenta is developed at the base, on which the ovule is developed. It bears the ovule. So ovules develop at the base of the unilocular ovary. It is the characteristic feature of family Asteraceae, for example Tridactes, marigold. So here the basal placentation has been seen. The basal placentation is characterized by the fact that the ovule develop at the base of the unilocular ovary. So it is basal placentation. Ovule develop at the base of the unilocular ovary. It is basal placentation. Next to this is the superficial placentation. The ovary is multilocular. Here we can see the many locules, multilocular. The gynoecium is polycarpellary, syncarpus and superior. Here the carpels are united, so it is syncarpus. Superior ovary, it is polycarpellary or multilocular. These two terms are same. Multilocules or polycarpels. The placenta develops all around the inner surface of the partition wall of the ovary. This is the partition wall of the ovary, on which the placenta has been developed all around on the inner surface of the partition wall of the ovary. So this is the superficial placentation. What happened here? The ovary is multilocular. These locules are made by means of a partition wall, and the placenta has been developed on the inner surface of the partition all over its surface, around the surface. So such type of placentation is a superficial placentation. Do you get it? In case of superficial placentation, ovary is multilocular. The placenta develop all around the inner surface of the partition wall of the ovary. This is the partition wall of the ovary on which the placenta has been developed towards the inner surface all around. So such type of placentation is a superficial placentation. So this is all about the placentation. So here we finish the placentation and the types of placentation. So there are 6 types of placentation: marginal, axial, parietal, precentral, basal and superficial. What do you mean by placentation? The position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. So on the basis of position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae, there are different types of placentation. Placentation is the position, arrangement and mode of distribution of placentae within the ovary. Okay, there are 6 types of placentation: marginal, axial, parietal, precentral, basal and superficial. So this is all about the placentation. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.